in the same sentence said, well, it was banter, but you can't do
No,
that.
that's
You
what
can't.
he calls banter.
Yeah, but
How
you
is
can't
this
do
turned
that.
on to
You
Luke
can't
anyway? This has
assume.
nothing to do
I
with
don't
it.
know. I don't know. Honestly, I'm dropping you because you're starting to piss me off.
I know, I just want, because I'll only be a few minutes, but can you hear me clearly? I've got headphones in. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, hi, Milsey.
Yeah, hiya. I just wanted to talk a wee bit about when people come up and they try and like take accountability for things. I think to be sincere when you're doing this, because to me, if you're not sincere, then it makes me think that you're more worried about your reputation than the people that you've actually harmed. So I think when you come up and take accountability, you have to, first of all, clarify what accountability actually means to you, what specific actions it is you're talking about that you're apologising for, rather than all this cryptic crap. Sorry, Alex. Rather than this, and just to state exactly what it is you're apologising for, what you've done, and to who. Also think about why you've done it. Why was it harmful to people, without minimising it, and then because if you don't, it doesn't come across as real to me, and it sounds as if you're just kind of seeking to understand it, rather than is it understanding you're seeking from people, or is it just forgiveness you're wanting of people? And if it's just forgiveness, then that doesn't really come across to me that you've understood what you've actually done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And that apology or what you came on and did this morning wasn't even sincere.
Oh, he doesn't give a shit. He does not care one iota what he did.
It was scripted. Simple as that. It was scripted.
Also, there's going to be an exposure on Alex Brigham's later for Millsy. Just saying.
Oh, it's all right. Then,
sorry, Alex. I just meant, when people are talking about things, and if you're coming on to do a sincere accountability apology statement, then be specific on who it is you're talking about, on what points you're sorry for, and say the names, because if not, then it just starts a whole branch of fucking other shit. Do you know what I mean? It takes away from what you're actually there supposed to be apologising and taking accountability for.
My mind's different sometimes when it comes to that. Is because I know it's annoying to the chat when you're not saying names, right? But you allow people to, put the boots on themselves and show them for who they are, because when they're going around saying, oh, but they're talking about me, why would that relate to you? Why are you going live screaming and shouting about it? You're basically saying that you're guilty of something. That's how I do stuff sometimes.
Yeah, so you're doing it from a psychology point of view, but I think when
people to show the people who they are.
I don't think I think what they're doing is they're just testing the water, and they're very careful about what they're saying, because they could do a flip-flop the next day depending on who's more popular.
Yeah, all I'm meaning is, if you're coming on to take true accountability, say exactly what you're apologising for, what actions have actually done to people. Oh my God, that echo.
Oh my God, that echo. I agree with you.
Yeah, yours is echoing.
Yeah, and also understand why it's harmful to people.
It's just Anna. Just Andrea. I think it's her box. It's flashing up, doing mad things.
Regarding Dan's apology this morning, one thing I noticed was, when he was talking, every time he was saying something like, I've said this, then he would go, but negates what you've said before it.
Yeah.
So he's not taking accountability, he's just passing the blame as per usual. The simple fact is, what he said was heinous. Whether it to Blaster, to Ellen, to people like that, it was disgusting. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes.
I think as well,
every time he's trying to apologise, he's always using that word, but, and it's negating everything that he's just said before it. That's my 2 pennies worth.
I don't know. I honestly do not know what he was trying to achieve by doing what he did this morning, because all he's done is he's deflected and turned it on everyone else. Still lacking.
He's dipping his toes in, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he's dipping his toes in to see what exactly is going to be said.
I think as well, like when you're asking people to come up in the box and tell them, then you have to listen to the criticism as well. That's part of taking accountability, isn't it? Is listening to people criticise your actions.
Yeah, but he won't take any form of at the end of the day, Blaster dared to criticise him, and look what happened.
Yeah, listen, and he's going to feel discomfort.
He even turned around and said, one thing he said is, I've always been under the influence of being drunk when I've said the worst and said the most. No, you haven't, because you said the stuff about just Nana when you were sober, and you said the stuff about Canadian Angie when you were sober. You've said a lot of stuff while you've been sober, so that doesn't wash with me or the majority of this app.
No.
I think being discomfortable is like part of taking accountability, and I think if you do, then people are going to see it as maybe more sincere if you're actually feeling that discomfort, because it's horrible. Like, I don't want to go back to Pearl, but when she had to do it years ago, she invited everybody for days. She invited everybody to come into the box and make her listen to it, and she heard it. And whereas he didn't today, he was inviting people to come up to the box, but the minute they did or said anything, they were just getting dropped out, and that's what doesn't come across to me as being sincere, because you don't want to hear it.
But I think the bigger they become,
he says, "Oh, anybody can come up, anybody can say anything, right?" As soon as somebody jumped up and went, "Oh, damn, this, that, and the other," he were like, "Drop front box."
but have you noticed that the bigger the
accountability.
Have you noticed the bigger the creators get, and I'm using inverted commas left, right, and centre here, but you can't see it, the bigger their egos get, and the less likely they are to take any form of criticism. And Dan's ego was out of control.
Yeah, and I don't think it helped because there was certain people kind of pushing that ego and making his ego bigger. Unfortunately.
Hey, the blaster. Hey, yeah.
Hi.
I don't normally come in boxes, as you know. I just wanted to say, I was listening from Alex's live when he was live. Did you hear him say that he's back with Joey, that he's talking to Joey?
You know what it is?
After what he's done to you?
Yeah, and he was saying Joey's being played, Dee's being played. Now,
yeah.
If I'm forced, I will play everything. I mean, everything. I don't give a fuck now.
No, I just think
what
it's
you're not going to
wrong.
do is try and set me up.
Exactly.
And that's what they tried to do. They tried to set me up. And I'll play everything.
And that's what I'm
had
worried
happened
about.
between him and Joey happened. I've got all the messages, every single one. And Joey did give us permission. And if Joey wants to carry on saying he didn't, I'll prove him wrong, because one thing I'm not is a liar. I will prove him wrong, and I will play something where it's saying, I give you permission.
Yeah,
And
that's
I will
what
out
I'm worried about.
the whole lot. And I mean the whole lot. So don't push us, because I'll do that. And then I'll just look like the bitch. I will look like the bitch. You won't go around telling everyone that I'm a liar when I'm not. It's one thing I'm not.
Does
Exactly.
anyone
He
else
sat
find
there
it
on
a
the
little
phone to
bit
us,
weird?
asking us to protect him, asking us to put this story out there, and then behind my back he's going to other people, "Oh my God, I haven't given permission for this to go ahead." Yes, you did. But I sat there at 5 o'clock in the morning, I thought this is a setup, and that's why I didn't go ahead with it. But I've still got all of their messages, so don't push this bitch.
Yeah,
'Cause I
does
put them
anyone
all out
else
there.
find it a little bit weird that all that happened yesterday with Rickster and then Dan came back today?
Do you know what makes me
Yeah,
sick?
because
Sorry, carry on.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's your live, mate.
Yeah, because what they tried to do there is cause a scene, so it could take away from what Dan's done. So when Dan's come back on the app, everyone's too focused on what happened with Rickster and DG. So the Dan thing can be forgotten about and moved on, because you know what this app's like. 24 hours,
Did we
you've
also
moved on to something else.
Natalia
Well,
with
it's not going to be
Chester as
forgotten
well?
about.
I do personally think, though, Blaster, that it's went too far with Dan, and I'm sure that it's not something that will just it might get swept under the carpet a little bit, but I don't think it'll never ever be forgotten, and it'll be very difficult to come back from this, I think.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, if we're going to put...
Talia went into Chester's yesterday and basically turned around and went, "Oh, you've got AIDS." It's like,
Oh my
it's
God,
a
that was
complete
awful.
deflection.
It was on a phone call.
Complete deflection to try and minimise what Dan said. But
Chester was
as
absolutely
God-fearing Christians,
heartbroken.
what I'll say to them is, you lay with the devil, you become it.
Yeah, and you know what it is? I've seen a clip where Talia's sitting in Dan's box whilst he's saying the worst about my child. Yeah, I was the one, when I was screen recording, that shut everyone down and called them out on clips, because I didn't agree with her loss being mocked.
She's nasty.
Only a select amount of people really, truly, genuinely care on this app, and that's only if they're affected, or it's something to do with them, or a past trauma that they've been through. Because let's be real now, there's people that are in chats and we've seen them saying, "Oh my God, I'm outraged," and then they'll sit in another live and condone the behaviour that's similar to the one they're calling out. We see it all the time. They genuinely don't care. It's just about, it's like the echo, innit? You know, one person says anything, it just drifts from live to live. It's like Chinese whispers as well. You say one thing, and then it escalates. But while we're on the subject, have you all forgot what Canadian Angie used to do to me? Terrible she is in the chat. Get her, guys.
I knew that was coming. I don't think
guys.
Talia is deflecting. I don't think she's deflecting from Dan at all. I think Talia is just a nasty, spiteful, horrible cow. And Chester tried to
100%.
leave the agency, and she went and spat venom because that's what she does.
Yeah.
Blaster, I need to
100%.
drop. I'll let somebody else.
Yeah,
I need to
no
go.
bother.
All right, see you soon.
See you,
Yeah, same
baby.
here.
See
I'm
you
going to
later.
drop us all. Blaster, much love, sweetheart.
And
Alex,
you,
I am
and you,
exposing
thank
you
you.
for the photos later.
I'll drop
That's all
you,
right,
darling.
yeah.
I'll speak to you soon.
You said you was impressed.
Thank you.
Well, I drew you like a French girl, but anyway, we won't talk about that.
I heard Paul Q was mentioned.
Well, we will talk in private about this.
Keep your gay chat away from me, Firestarter. Piss off.
Can you drop me,
you love
please?
it. Anyway, much love.
And you take care. Speak soon.
So there.
So my theory is that Dan has been dropped from the agency that he's in, and I think that Talia and Rickster is now going to pick him up. And that's why they're defending
I
him.
could see that. I could see that coming. Anyways, I knew that was going to happen.
Well, that's if they've got an agency, because they might not have one anymore.
Yeah.
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 Well, I don't know, love. I'm going to drop. Love you. See you later.
Tripper out.
Much love to you. too.
L.
Bye. Bye.
Like after what happened yesterday of TikTok let that slide, there's something far wrong.
Mm-hmm. And it's like there was Rickster, Talia, Dan, Delusive Angie. I think that's what they were all trying to do, was all come together. And
Yeah.
it's kind of backfired.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just going to say, I'm coming back, everyone. I'm going to start going live again. So when Alex is not live, you can all come into mine and I will come to you.
See,
for
look,
a
this
bit.
is what I mean about people acting off the back of my growth. It's horrible.
Oh my God, you told me if I sent you the toe pictures, I could do that. That's shocking behaviour.
You call them toes? They look like rubbers when you was a child at school, you know, the big fat pink ones.
I've
Jerry,
got
do
toes,
you know you're in the
actually.
box?
Oh
Jerry,
no,
do you know you're in the box?
no, sorry.
It's all right.
Stop me. Just stop me. Like,
Just as well she wasn't having a private conversation.
I think she was. I think that was the kinky talk. I think that was coming out with Jerry there. What are you wearing? I've got a cardigan on. I'm eating Murray mince. What are you saying?
Alex, you know all about that.
Oh, don't judge me. 50 quid. Oh, God. But like I said,
Hi, Louise.
Hi.
Fix your keywords. Thank you.
How are you?
Alicia. I'm not bad, baby.
Yeah, all good. So obviously this morning with Dan, and clearly hasn't took accountability. What do you think will happen now or next?
I think he thinks because he's came live and spat all of that shite out this morning that people are going to move on, and I don't think a lot of people are going to move on. The only ones that's going to be backing him is the selective few.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. He is going to continue. I say that he's going to continue. He'll go a week at the most of being nice, saying this is a new me, and then after that week, he'll just change back the way he was.
I totally
It doesn't matter
agree.
who he sits with. It does not matter who he sits with. He is that person. He is that person.
Yeah, because he hasn't taken accountability to anything.
No.
You know what I mean?
And no amount of medication is going to cure an evil cunt.
No, I totally agree. And it takes quite a while anyway to do that. And sometimes you're worse
Exactly,
before you
Angie.
get better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With the medication.
you know what the mad thing is as well? Do you know? And I thought about it earlier, but I weren't going to mention it because it's such a triggering subject, right? However, I feel that I've got to mention it because it's on my head. I'm not even going to give you a trigger warning in the chat, guys, because I know you don't really give a fuck. It was the fact is that what was said earlier, saying that me and Joey are now still talking and all that stuff. And I understand trauma bonds, but surely a 2 week relationship doesn't allow a trauma bond to build up. But how can you sit and want to talk to someone that you said that wanted to put grape on someone's name? And that's my perspective. If someone put that on my name and tried to insinuate that that was me, I would never talk to that person again.
Yeah.
But I understand trauma bonds. I understand people stay with people in them sort of relationships for their own, so I'm never going to mock it. But surely a trauma bond can't build in 2 weeks or a few weeks.
I'll wait till they play their next hand because they do not know what I'm sitting on. I'll wait till they play their next hand, and I'm not speaking in riddles. I'm not doing an Alex. I
Yeah.
will wait until they play their next hand, and I'll bring everything to the app. They are both working in this together. They are both working this together, and it's a setup. And it has been for a long time.
It's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame that people get dragged into a drama they don't need to be involved in. Let's be real. I.e. yourself in that, you know what I mean?
And you know what it is? I was probably a bit of a mug because I'm thinking, oh my God, I believed him. And I was thinking, right, how can I help him? Although everyone had their own shit going on the app. But then behind your back, he's telling other people different things. And then he's going, oh, I've never given my permission for the blaster to go ahead with this. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So don't make me play something because I'll play it all.
I don't understand how someone can lie like that, on something so serious. Do you know what I mean? That it's disgusting. And then they wonder why people don't come forward, especially men as well. Because I mean, it's, with men, they are ashamed as well. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of them don't come forward. But when someone lies like that, it's just so wrong because then it's tenfold that they won't come forward because they're not believed.
So when he's been sitting saying to these people he's not in contact with Dan, and he has been. He's been in contact with them all the time.
Louise, your picture's staring right into my soul.
Oh, stop it, Alex. You've said this before.
But it is, Louise.
Alex hasn't got a soul.
Honestly, Louise, I'm kind of worried. Like, it feels like you're staring at me.
Is that a real picture?
It is real, but it is me. But unfortunately, I can't put the real picture of me because I've got bald head. And I don't want to be a Smiles, Alex.
Oh, that's the reason why. That's the reason why you stay out. You're like, I'll put hair on myself. But I reckon you rock the bald look, not like Smiles and that scammer.
Clearly, I do not. I swear down, right? I do not. Honest to God, I look like one of them aliens with no hair. Seriously.
Of course you
It's
don't.
bad. My hair is growing now. I'm getting there, but it's not. Yeah. I have got hair
calm
now,
down,
but
Phil Mitchell. Calm down. You know what I mean? Get back in the pub.
what did my son say? There was a film. I can't remember, but I'll come back to you on that one, Alex.
Did
But
you just say
I
a
did laugh.
fill-on?
I did laugh.
You just said a fill-on. There was a fill-on, not a film.
Film
Baldy.
down north. Film. Yeah. So that's the reason why my picture's
Alex
like
is only
that.
going for people. He's deflecting because Alex is going thin on top as well, aren't you, Alex?
Definitely not. That's one thing I